Stephen Curry was right. He is back.
Curry left wide open, right between the eyes, and they love it on the bench.
And made his return a performance for the ages, something generations of NBA fans will talk about for years to come, in the same light as Willis Reed rallying the Knicks in Game 7, or Michael Jordan's flu game. In what will likely be dubbed as Curry's MCL game, the two-time MVP made history in Game 4 in Portland in the most Curry way possible.
You guys played basically one basketball game in 3 weeks. I expected what I saw early. I expected a lot of rust. I don't think anybody could have predicted the explosion. I figured he'd find his stroke and make a few shots, but I mean that was crazy.
The rust was there early. In the first 3 quarters, Curry was 0 for 9 from three-point range, but still had 13 points. In the fourth quarter, and as the Warriors pushed into overtime thanks to Harrison Barnes' clutch 3, Curry was 5 for 7 from behind the arc and dropped 27 points in the 2 periods.
Yeah, that first one, I was actually looking at my brother was in the stands. And, we always kind of talk trash to each other and joke around. And I saw him after I made the first 3, and he kind of looked at me. It's like I knew it wouldn't take long. I was getting a rhythm, and I kind of mouthed that back to him. And then, I love this game and love playing and love competing, and really, really missed being out there with my teammates and to help our team get a win tonight in that kind of fashion and whatnot. That was a good feeling, in that moment to be back on the floor and playing.
Curry is the first player to drop 17 points in an overtime period in the regular season or playoffs. Down the stretch, as the Warriors looked to take a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Semifinals back to Oakland, there was little doubt on Golden State's bench that Curry would be the one to close this out.
And Steph would have a game like this last year, Alvin Gentry would say, "I've got 2 plays for you. Steph, get the ball, and get the ball, Steph." Those were Alvin's 2 play calls. So, in Alvin's honor, that's what we ran in overtime.
Took over the game, put us on his shoulders, and from the start, he scored the first bucket, and there was no looking back from there. He was flying around chasing guys off screens on the defensive end as well. So, he did exactly what we needed him to do, which I don't know if you can quite expect that at this point, coming off of what he just came off of, but that's why he is who he is.
The historical impact of Curry's performance among the all-time greats in the NBA will be debated for years to come. Golden State head coach Steve Kerr has witnessed some of the game's biggest closers up close and personal. And watching Curry on Monday left him speechless. It's safe to say he isn't alone. At Moda Center, I'm Courtney Cronin for the Bay Area News Group.